In the moments of deep reflection, what does your intuition tell you about your relationship? And how does that relationship and your partner influence your feelings about yourself? Hey guys, I want to talk today about the difficulty in deciding whether you should leave a relationship or not. It's such a difficult decision because it involves not just weighing out the good against the bad, but also grappling with our hopes, our fears, and often the unknown. It's about untangling our deepest emotions, our desires for the future, and the practical realities of the present. This decision isn't just a rational calculation. It's a complex mix of heart and mind where each aspect of our relationship and our personal values need to be carefully considered. And the biggest challenge? It's often about facing the truth of what we really need and deserve versus what we've grown accustomed to. With that said, there are some fundamental questions you should ask yourself when making that decision, and that's what today's video is about. So, here are 4 questions you must ask yourself when you start to question your relationship. Question 1. Do you leave too early or stay too long? Ask yourself this question. Historically, in past relationships, do you tend to stay too long or leave too early? Now in reality, it's kind of like trying to buy or sell shares. It's unlikely that you'll leave the relationship at the optimal time. But asking this question can really help when it comes to understanding your tendencies. Are you the type to cling to past relationships long past its expiration date? This may be due to the sunk cost fallacy, which means that you feel like you're already invested so much that you just need to keep investing, even if things aren't right. Or it may be due to the status quo bias, which means that you prefer the comfort of knowing the familiar, even when it's no longer beneficial or healthy for you. Now, this bias can lead you to resist change and stick with what's familiar regardless of the potential benefits that change might actually bring to your life. Or perhaps you're the type who leaves at the first hint of trouble, either in pursuit of the initial thrill of a new romance or due to avoidant tendencies that trigger alarm bells when things start to get really serious and deepen. This self-reflection can be eye-opening. It's about understanding your behavior in relationships and how that affects your decision-making process. Consider whether your fear of loss or change is holding you back from making the right decisions, or whether your desire for constant excitement is preventing you from experiencing the depths and richness of a long-term meaningful commitment. Question 2. Weigh up your pros and cons. Now, when you identify an issue with your partner, it's also really important to balance this with the acknowledgement of their positive traits. This isn't about just normal good traits, but I'm talking about those that truly make a difference in a relationship, like empathy, compassion, or kindness. Think deeply about this. Does their empathy make you feel heard and valued? Does their kindness bring out the best in you? Reflect on these moments where these qualities shine through, how they impact your feelings about the relationship. It's crucial to weigh out these qualities against their flaws. If the flaws are continuously overshadowing these positive traits, it might be a sign that scales are tipping unfavorably. Question 3. Are things getting easier or harder? Just take a moment to evaluate where you are currently compared to where you've come from. Just consider the progression of your relationship. A healthy partnership should evolve into something more comfortable and satisfying over time. Are your arguments becoming more or less frequent? Is your communication more open and less fraught with misunderstandings? Reflect on the evolution of your relationship from its early days until now. Have you noticed positive changes in how you handle conflict, express love, or support each other? If the relationship feels stagnant, or if old issues keep resurfacing without resolution, it's important to question why. Is it lack of effort, a fundamental incompatibility, or something else? Understanding this can provide clarity on whether the relationship has a forward momentum or if it's just stuck in the loop. There's a saying, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. But if there is only struggle and no progress, then this is quite revealing about the state of your relationship. Question 4. How do you feel when you're alone? When you're quiet and calmly reflecting on your relationship, how do you feel about it? In the moments of deep reflection, what does your intuition tell you about your relationship? And how does that relationship and your partner influence your feelings about yourself? Now, this is about diving deep and understanding your true feelings towards your relationship, beyond the surface level emotions and reactions. Simultaneously, it's crucial to consider how being with your partner impacts your self-perception and self-esteem. Do they uplift you, making you feel confident and valued both in their presence and when you're alone? Or do they just contribute to feelings of insecurity or inadequacy? Reflecting on both these aspects together, your intuitive feelings about the relationship and its impact on your self-worth can provide a profound view of how the relationship aligns with your true self and personal values. This kind of introspection is key to evaluating not only how the relationship impacts your emotional well-being, but also its influence on your identity and your sense of self. Remember, transitioning from the phase of falling in love to being in love is a journey that calls for a shift in expectations. It's about moving from the thrill of the new to the comfort and depth of a stable, lasting connection. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more relationship content.